Set on, is it?
We're gonna hook it up and watch it tonight.
You should put the main.
Call it.
Yes.
You owe me some money. No, it's your buddy, my fault.
We send those main tapes.
I don't know if any money.
He says he doesn't have
Cause $7.
He's the big loser today.
Too fast. What?
He's looking at me. I just beat him.
Yeah, I did a videotape off it too.
Right him a net and everything. Basketball. Somebody get her. Play there one day. They don't have a really strong football. Let's go down on the field. Yeah. Brewer, let's go. Come on.
Go, Rory, I'll get you.
Hey, Charlie, found something to do. Are you filming?
Yeah.
That feels like Look, they just got let out of a zoo. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, he's going down. Nice cutback. Who is that?
Lowry. Bunch of losers.
Oh, they're playing rugby. They're playing touch.
The other people?
I think they're playing,
Is there another step behind me? Out, yes.
there's two. I don't know, they're playing football. They were just lateraling. Dale's up. Hey, Rory. Go!
He does. Let's go, Paul. Do a trick for us. Paul, you got anything to say?
I'm sleeping on 30. Okay. I got one tackle for the season.
Hey, Roy, about Heisman.
It ain't Corbin, man. I was flying.
What's Heisman?
It did.
It's not it? Oh, there it is. Where the
Hey, we're coming out here and have
What?
Right here.
Point to where we're at, Mike. We'll zoom in on it.
That?
Yep.
That's where we just went.
And now we're
All the
there.
way down.
We're there. We were there. We're there. We were there. You're there.
Here's the part of this message.
The following is a WCTV sports presentation.
Pretenders are gone. Only the serious need apply. It is sectional time, Joliet Central. And it is with some surprise that CRETE MONEE is a guest. No surprise on the other side of the floor, though. Also wearing the blue and gold and throwing some black is the third-ranked team in the state, the Joliet Township Steelmen. Both teams like to run, they like to jump, and they like to dunk. So get out the Windex. They'll be cleaning the glass tonight. Live from Joliet Central High School, WCTV Sports presents the IHSA sectional semifinals, matching the 16-12 Warriors from CRETE MONEE and the 25-2 Joliet Township Steelmen. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dave Bernhard, joined as always by my partner Frank Palmasani. We come to you from Joliet Central. They have swept the floors before the game, Frank. I don't think they're going to have to do it at halftime. This place is going to be flying.
Dave, you like ping pong? Because that's what we're going to see tonight. I mean, you're going to talk about a fan game. Mike O'Connell described this thing like the final score could be 90-80. Can you imagine 170 points scored in a high school basketball game? CRETE MONEE averages 70 a game. They got 3 players that get 15 or more. So, I mean, this game is going to be up and down. The head's going to be moving from every fan. I don't know which way we're going to be going, but let's hope that it's Joliet that's got the 90 at the end.
You know, and so many times this year we've seen teams come in that have altered their game to meet Joliet's game. That's not going to happen tonight.
No, real interesting point, because you talk to teams that have to play Joliet, and we talk about tempo being the issue. Got to slow Joliet down. We got to make sure we handle the ball. We didn't get any of that from the coaching staff of CRETE MONEE. The general philosophy was we like to push the ball. We want to move the ball up the floor. We want to play in an up-tempo game, and I don't think that's going to bother Joliet at all.
Well, these two teams took different roads to get here. Joliet Township, of course, swept through Tinley Park and Bloom Trail easily. CRETE MONEE, on the other hand, they had to go 2 overtimes to beat Joliet Catholic Academy, and then surprisingly, they dominated Lincoln Way.
Everyone was surprised with that score. I think the general feeling was that Lincoln Way was playing well and were certainly a capable team. And so when we saw the score of CRETE MONEE, everybody, wow, stood up and took notice. You know, a 16-12 team doesn't really excite you going in. But when you saw the score, all of a sudden people started to pay attention to the talent, and CRETE MONEE has plenty of it.
Let's take a look at those team stats tonight for this ball game. You know, this is one of the most intriguing matchups that we've had on our WCTV Game of the Week all year. Both these two teams will average 70 points per game. Could be a big difference on the boards. We'll talk more about that later. They shoot near the 50% mark in field goals. Neither team is spectacular from the free throw line. They'll put it up from three-point range, both of them with nearly 100 three-pointers on the season, and in a stat that is not listed on our team stats, dunks. CRETE MONEE will dunk the ball. They've done it over 50 times, nearly 60 times this year, and you know there's no holding JT back on the glass.
No, and you know, I think one of the things we're going to find as the game goes up and down is second shots are really going to be a key. I've got that one of the Joliet keys, but I think it's going to be a key to the ball game. You can book it. The team that gets the most second shots will win the game tonight.
These two head coaches, well, Kurt Wade is in his first year for CRETE MONEE. Mike O'Connell has been here before. They stopped by earlier and had these comments for us.
Well, I think we're going to try to stick to what we've done all year. You know, they got a couple good players that we have to hold down pretty much, and you know, I think just basically stick to what we've been doing, play some pressure defense, and try to get up and down the floor a little bit.
What would you see early in the game that would make you feel like, yeah, we're right where we want to be?
Well, I think if we can play our game and stay right there, you know, point-wise, and as long as Gary Bell isn't really hurting us right away, we've got to feel pretty good with that.
Well, anytime we see somebody doing a full-court trap, we look forward to that.
our kids like to run. Hopefully it's not a 98-96 ball game, but I think you are going to see a high score, and I think our kids, if we just attack it and not afraid of them, good things will happen.
Do you have a different feeling this year in the sectional semifinals than you did last year, being that you've been through all this before?
Well, fortunately, the 8 kids that are playing the most for us all were dressed last year. Maybe they didn't all play at the time, but we've got a lot of game experience. I think that's got to help us. CRETE's got some younger kids. But at the same time, it's a one-game series, and, you know, for some of those kids, a chance to play Joliet, rated number 3 in the state, they're going to be sky high for us. So I hope our kids are ready to roll.
I'll ask you the same question I asked Kurt Waite. What would you see early in the game that you would really like, maybe would make you feel like, yeah, things are really going the way we need them to go?
Well, number one, I think I'll see us stop their ball penetration, dribble penetration out front, and hopefully our turnovers and our shot selection. You know, we don't have a lot of turnovers, and if the shots aren't there, we pull it out and get good shots.
All right, let's get personal. Let's take a closer look at these two teams individually, how they stack up in their individual totals. This is a CRETE MONEE team that averaged 70 points per game, but as we take a look at their leading scorers, you can get it from any one of 3 guys. Kenya Beach will knock it down 16.7 points a game, but then right behind a sophomore, Terrell Robinson, Andre Williams against Lincoln Way lit it up for 26 points, and that's when CRETE did not have Robinson in the lineup. For Joliet, these are the names you're used to hearing. Gary Bell over 21 points a game. Mike Mines, Joel House very consistently in double figures. On the boards, once again for CRETE, a sophomore, Terrell Robinson, 6.3 a game, and then the same 2 names, Williams and Beach. For Joliet, Bell will get up there and do the damage. Chip Bates, John Ford is coming along as late, and of course we know Joel House will hit those offensive boards. Well, one name that we saw on our stats here, Frank, Gary Bell, leading scorer, leading rebounder, but Gary Bell is not going to be introduced tonight in the starting lineup.
One of the keys for CRETE is to stop Gary Bell. Be conscious of Gary Bell. Won't the coaching staff be surprised when Gary Bell doesn't start? But I don't know that starting is going to matter because he's going to be in very quickly, and certainly the key is to stop Gary Bell and to be very conscious of him on the floor. The other thing CRETE talked about from a key standpoint, Dave, was they have to really do a good job in their zone defenses. But this is not a defensive team. This is not a team that's really going to get after it from the defensive end. You're going to see multiple defenses to try to disguise some of their inadequacies. This is an offensive-oriented team. They'll try to stand in certain spots defensively, but I don't think it'll be much of an obstacle for Joliet. And then the final key for CRETE will be to force the perimeter shot. Obviously, if Joliet runs the ball up the floor and gets it inside, that'll be a problem. Now, from a Joliet standpoint, what did they need to do? Well, I think the big thing they want to accomplish is really to put pressure early on the guards. Test the guards. You got 2 junior guards playing against players defensively that can really come at you, whether it be O'Connell, whether it be Edmond, whether it be Mines, whether it be obviously House. Multiple players that can really put a lot of pressure, and I think this will add to another element that Michael Connell will use, and that is really trying to wear CRETE down. Wear emotionally down, wear him down from a physical standpoint. And then, as I said earlier, I really think the game's going to come down to second shots. In a ping-pong match, in a game where there's a lot of shots taken, you've got to get your share of offensive rebounds. We'll watch for it.
Andre Williams is the only senior starter for CRETE MONEE. They come in here with an almost, well, we don't care type attitude. We'll just do the best we can. You know, you look at this game, you wonder, is a 10-point lead going to mean anything?
Yeah, I think that's another very key point, Dave, and that is don't get excited if your team's got a lead. If you're up 8-10, I don't think it means a diddly because that other team can rattle 6 and 8 off so quickly. What you've got to do is you just got to stay with your game plan, where each team is going to try to wear each other down, and then look to see what happens in the last 3 minutes of the ball game.
Now, the winner of this game will meet either Bradley or Providence. Of course, we expected to see Bradley here. Providence Catholic, that upset win over Kankakee. Both Vern Sloan and Dick Mandela are in the stands. Are they going to enjoy watching this game?
No way. I mean, no such thing as enjoyment when you're coaching at this level and when you're in a situation where you know you got to play. They're going to be studying the team, trying to figure out if they get to that next hop, what can they possibly do to defeat Joliet. Both coaches are concentrating on Joliet, no doubt about it.
Well, they may not enjoy the game, but we know you will. We've got a good one coming up. It's a sectional semifinal. It's CRETE MONEE and Joliet Township, and it's live from Joliet Central.
We sell blue jeans in a different way. If you're big and tall or slim and small, it don't matter, we can fit you all. We'll hem your jeans while you wait. We have shirts and jackets and they all look great. So don't go running all over the mall. Just come to Weber's and get it all.
Weber's, 1028 South State, Lockport, Illinois.
Remember, if you want to be in, you've got to get out to Weber.
Welcome to Joliet Central High School, and now join us, if you will, for our national anthem. Join us in our live broadcast of sectional semifinal basketball from Joliet Central, and it's now time to meet the starting lineups. We'll take it across the way to our public address announcer, Joliet Central.
Welcome to tonight's
John
sectional
Brubaker.
semifinal action as the Joliet Steelmen host the CRETE MONEE Warriors. Now the starting lineup for CRETE MONEE. Starting at guard, number 22, Kenya Beach. Starting at guard, number 32, Andre Williams. At forward, number 20, Michael Pickett. At forward, number 42, Damon Alexander. And at center, number 54, Terrell Robinson. The Warriors are coached by Mr. Kurt Waite and assisted by Richard Giller. And now the starting lineup for your Steelmen. Starting at guard, number 11, Rory O'Connell. At guard, number 23, Michael Mines. At forward, number 10, Joel House. At forward, number 32, Oku Thatcher. And at center, number 42, John Ford. Steelmen are coached by Mr. Mike O'Connell, assisted by Mr. Bob Koskowski and Mr. Mike Lutz.
Well, I will tell you what, they are cranked and ready to go tonight from this big barn. This is probably the most enthusiasm, Frank, that we have felt here since last year at this time.
I think all the people that enjoy the Joliet team go downstate want to be a part of the party again. And so they're here for the beginning stages of that. It is exciting in the gymnasium. You've got people from the community coming out to watch good basketball, and you got a tremendous allegiance from the student population at the JT.
Both teams wear blue and gold. The starting lineups for CRETE MONEE featured just
one senior, that's Andre Williams. Terrell Robinson is a sophomore.
Kenya Beach, Williams, and Robinson each at about 16 points per game. Gary Bell will not start. He missed practice yesterday with the back flare-up. He's had some back problems. The winner into the sectional finals. This is Beach. And right away off the offensive board,
Terrell Robinson.
No question about it. We talked about it earlier. Offensive board, Terrell Robinson flying to the backboard. Whistle against him, though. That could be a key call. If the officiating is tough, calling over the bat, it may really depreciate a lot of that second shots that we talked about. And CRETE opening up in a diamond press, full court.
House beats it down the floor, cannot finish, and Beach will have it.
And Beach, no hesitation, going to bring up the ball quickly.
Kenya Beach, a 6'1" junior.
Joliet in its typical man-to-man defense. Extended 1-3-1 offensive set, not a lot of movement. Just play one-on-one.
Rory O'Connell steps into that Andre Williams pass.
Now we see a basket defense, 3-2 look, flat 3-2.
Mines up top. He finds House in the corner. Inside Oku. Swatted away by Damon Alexander.
Great athletic ability by Alexander. Oku Satcher took the ball hard, baseline side. Alexander knocked it right away.
We played about a minute. Beach and O'Connell. The matchup up top. Alexander will get it off in the corner to Michael Pickett. Kenya Beach.
As we said, this is just a very simple offense where people play one-on-one. And Joliet, great pass up the floor. Oku Satcher running it hard.
First bucket of the game to JT. Stripped by House and a foul on House.
One of the things that Joliet loves to do, and Joe House especially, is play the strip. Very quick hands. When he gets the call to go against him, it can take away a big portion of his defensive game.
CRETE MONEE 16-12. They lost 5 in a row coming into the tournament. They were on a downswing. That was after winning 6 in a row towards the end of January. Robinson, nice pass inside. This time Ford gets a piece of it, but Alexander there for
the second shot.
Joliet trapping on the out-of-bounds play there. Didn't get good position on the backboard. Rory O'Connell doing a great job of getting it up the floor.
A pull-up three.
Look at the hustle by Ford, coming out of nowhere. Here's a player that's really grown up in the last couple weeks. Big plus for Joliet, John Ford.
John Ford, a 6'8" junior. And that
right there may have been the most aggressive play John Ford has had all year. 2 minutes in
first quarter, a 4-2 JT lead. Interesting matchup here for Satcher guarding Andre Williams. Alexander and House, a matchup on the right wing.
Again, just standing on the weak side.
Another turnover. O'Connell has Satcher on the right side.
Rory O'Connell tried to take the ball to the middle and see if he could get the defense to come to him and drop to Oku Satcher, but there was not an advantage. He'd be better off pulling up and running the secondary break. And here we go, Gary Bell's coming in the ball game.
2 minutes and 21 seconds in, he replaces John Ford, who gets a big hand. Gary Bell, the unanimous pick as an all-stater. Kurt Waite has some players on his team that he thinks in the future could certainly maybe garner some recognition in that regard. Williams had 26 points against Lincoln Way in the regional win. Pickett used up the dribble. 10-footer, Michael Pickett. Oku Satcher ahead to O'Connell. It's a 2-on-1.
Oh, beautiful job. Touch pass, way to do it. Gary Bell running the floor, Joel House running the floor, Rory O'Connell doing it with the ball.
CRETE MONEE will walk it up the floor in their half-court offense. Beach, ring it up.
Little cut through, little pass back, shoots a three-point shot. Nothing fancy.
The turnover. The feed to Robinson to the jam.
You know what's going to be a jam. They don't settle for anything less. Layups are no good with this team. They got to stick the ball down.
They have the 7-6 lead, but here come the Steelmen.
House pulls it back. Michael Mines on the backside. No, maybe not. It will go the other way.
Very seldom you see a foul called on the inside player on the backboard. Usually they call the outside player for a foul. Michael Mines did not have inside position, and yet he got a break. Foul was called against Crete.
That goes against Andre Williams. His first, the team's second. Mines to Traeger. Bell outside.
Rhythm is there. Beautiful pass by Joel House. Nice touch on a jumper by Gary Bell.
Bell's 19th three-pointer on the year. That's third high on this Joliet team. And the Steelman back on top. Bell the foul.
Second time they've called the quick hands. First time Joel House, second time Gary Bell. You really need to watch that, because if the referees are going to consistently call every time there's a reach, it's going to take a significant amount away from the Joliet defense.
They like the three.
Soft defense, not a good job on the part of Joliet there. Looked a little disorganized. Gave up an easy pass down to the block and an easy three-point shot. House, nice job using his left hand, using his body to get in the way of the defensive player.
So House counters Andre Williams' three with two of his own, the 1-point lead to the Steelman.
We are midway through the first period.
Again, we're seeing a lot of the half-court trap defense. Joliet, you know, you wonder why they've gone to this defense with the holes. Weak side wing player not getting down, pass went across, fouled over the top.
That is the second foul on Joel House. And a timeout called by Joliet with 3:43 to play in the first quarter. They are down by a point. And with that bucket by Michael Pickett, all 5 starters for CRETE MONEE have scored in this game.
There's no athletes on the floor, is there, Dave? My Lord! We're getting exactly what we anticipated. Up and down style, nobody letting up, nobody pulling the ball back. Attack, attack, attack.